Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode. In this video, we're going to be talking about the almighty Tesla stock. Tesla has went completely parabolic. It has went to levels that I thought I would never see in the year of 2020. This is the type of levels that I thought I would see in 2025, 2026, 2027. This is not something that I thought Tesla stock that we'd be seeing in 2020. And let's go ahead and look at the most valuable stocks in the entire world. You see Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, a lot of these dominant tech giants. And then if we scroll down here to the 12th largest company in the world, if you see it sorted by market cap, the number 12 is Tesla stock. Tesla is now more valuable than Walmart, Procter & Gamble, MasterCard, Nvidia, all these companies, and one of them even including the largest bank in the world, JP Morgan Chase, one of the stocks that I own, one of the most profitable, most largest banks that you will see on planet Earth, and it is now more valuable than JP Morgan by about $80 billion. Tesla stock is going through the roof. So in this video, we'll be going through Tesla, we'll be going through the website, we'll be looking at some of the products that Tesla has to offer, and then I want to show you some pictures here. I want to show you some of the reasons why people invest in Tesla stock. They see these type of pictures, and this is why they get excited. They say, oh my gosh, I had $11,000 in gains, and I just had a few $1,000s invested. I'm up to almost $15,000. What about this person? 3,000 to 27,000 this week, thanks to Tesla and Apple. He's up 24 grand. He put in $3,000 of his own money, and that's just the past week. This is a week chart, up almost 800%. What about this next one? Papa Elon, up 600%, or $46,000 worth of profit, doing an options call on Tesla. What about this next one? We're on Wall Street Bets, by the way, those of you that are curious. Time to trade in Tesla for a Model 3. 476% in the green and $28,000, which is roughly about the price of a Tesla Model 3. He could trade that in for a Tesla Model 3 for his total value of his portfolio just off of this trade with Tesla. So in my opinion, looking at these charts is not valuable information. I made a video just recently about why new investors lose money, and it's because they're trading. They're not investing in stocks, and I wanted to go over that in this video. If you're interested in investing with Tesla, I made this entire list on a previous video, and it's 18 bullet points about all the reasons why people are excited about Tesla and why I think they'll be successful in the future. And I wanted to compare valuation between Tesla to Procter & Gamble and Walmart. I know valuation isn't everything, but we are going to look at it in this video. And we're going to look at, should you buy Tesla stock at these prices? And this is mostly going to be focused on the psychology and the idea behind buying Tesla stock. Not so much the numbers, not so much the nitty-gritty. I want to be going over that as well and my reasons why. I get comments like these all the time. I don't care what the price is. I want to continue to buy shares. I own 8 and I plan to buy 2 more this week. By the end of 2020, I plan to own 50. That's the mentality you should have if you're planning on buying the stock. So I wanted to show a quick clip here. I just wanted to show a couple seconds, about 30-40 seconds, of a clip that Warren Buffett made, and this was years ago. But the idea that he gives behind this run-up in valuations of stocks in general gives a pretty good sense of what might be happening with Tesla. So go ahead and listen up and see if this applies to Tesla stock.
Investors behave in very human ways, which is they get very excited during bull markets and they look in the rearview mirror and they say, I made money last year, I'm going to make more money this year, so this time I'll borrow, or the neighbor says, I wasn't in last year when that neighbor was dumber than I made a lot of money, so I'm going to go in this year. So they're always looking in the rearview mirror. And when they look in the rearview mirror and they see a lot of money having been made in the last few years, they plow in and they just push and push and push on prices. And when they look in the rearview mirror and they see no money having been made, they just say this is a lousy place to be. So they don't care what's going on in the underlying business. And it's astounding, but that makes for huge opportunity.
It's kind of like what Warren Buffett just said in this video. I think people are really looking in the rearview mirror and they're looking at the share price of Tesla. Let's go ahead and pull up the last 5 years. You see this chart, it's up 258%. I think it's actually up more than that. This chart isn't reading correctly. It actually should be up about like 1,000%. But when you see this chart and you see the last year, it's pretty hard not to want to invest in it. When you see these numbers are incredible. The amount of money that people made in this stock is absolutely insane. You can see it was $200 a share just last year in 2019, and now we're up over 2,000. You could have made 10 times your money in 1 year. Just 1 year. And we had a huge run up to 900. People were saying it's overvalued. People got scared about the downturn, the recession, and then Tesla stock came back in a huge way. Broke past all-time highs, broke past 1,000, broke past 1,500. down trickle a little bit, and then the excitement about the stock split, and now we're up over $2,000 a share. So in my opinion, should you be buying Tesla stock at these levels? Should you be focusing on the business? Should you be focusing on the hype? Should you be focusing on the valuation? There's a lot of different things to look at, so let's go ahead and get started in this video, and let's go ahead and go to this section right here. By the way, I'm going to scroll through this. If you want to pause through any of this, you are welcome to do so. I won't be going over these 18 bullet points. I made a previous video about Tesla that will be recommended at the end of this video, so if you're interested in that, go ahead and check that out. But Tesla stock, look at the stock price. Do not listen to analysts, financial gurus, or any type of technical analysis. Also, don't touch options. Do not listen to other people's opinions that are going to tell you where the stock price is going to go. I am not going to predict where Tesla is going to go in the next week, in the next month, in the next year. I can tell you what the fundamental business looks like. I can tell you facts. I'm not going to tell you hypothetical scenarios of what it might do. I'm going to tell you facts. We're going to be looking at the business model. So don't be listening to any gurus or any type of other people that can tell you where Tesla stock is going to be going 6 months from now or anything like that. Now, I wanted to compare Tesla, and I wanted to be looking at the balance sheet of Tesla compared to a lot of these giants that is now worth more of. Now, the two that I want to give an example of, the two that are closest to it, it is now worth more than Procter & Gamble, and it is worth more than Walmart, both of these. So I wanted to look at the PE and valuations of Tesla versus Procter & Gamble and Walmart. The trailing 12 months PE. So those of you that don't know, basically, if you're not familiar with PE, the higher the number of PE, the price to earnings ratio, the more overvalued a stock is. So for example, a stock that has a 20 PE is more overpriced than a stock that has a 10 PE. So just keep that in mind. So the trailing 12 months PE for Tesla is 1,054. 1,054 is so high for Tesla stock. The Ford PE for Tesla stock, 235, okay? And then their net income was 104 million. We'll be comparing that in just a second. So Tesla has a trailing 12-month PE of 1,000, and Procter & Gamble is a 27, Walmart is a 25. So you see that it is like 500 times more than Procter & Gamble and Walmart. Ford PE, 235. This is 25 and 25 both for Walmart and Procter & Gamble, almost 10 times higher on the Ford PE. And then the last one, the main one that I wanted to focus on, the main reason why I made this chart, the 2019 net income. So this is what is known as top line versus bottom line. Those of you that are lost, top line is revenue, the amount of money that this company brings in for selling cars. But this number is important to me, the net income, because the net income is what shows you the profits that are left over after everything is said and done, after executive bonuses have been paid, after shareholders have been rewarded. What is left on the bottom line, the amount of cash that they can reinvest into the business. And for Tesla, it's $104 million. Compared to Procter & Gamble's 13 and 14 billion. 13 and 14 billion versus Tesla's 104 million. You would have to take Tesla stock. Okay, you could times this number by 100. You could make this number of net income go up by 100 times its last year's earnings, and it would still be less than Procter & Gamble and Walmart. I'm not a hater on Tesla stock. I'm the biggest believer in Tesla. I think that they will get there eventually. But these numbers, these net income numbers, are not even close. And I think the reason that that happens is because people are not valuing the stock as a car company. People are valuing the stock as a tech company. But one thing that I don't like about this, it's that people are pricing in years worth of growth. Years and years and years worth of growth. A lot of these slower growers like the Walmart and Procter & Gamble that we're comparing it to grow at a very steady and slow pace. They pay dividends, they grow every single year, and they're safe investments, and they're almost guaranteed money if you're willing to hold these stocks for the long term. They make slow moves up here and there, and they continually hit all-time highs, but it happens in a very slow fashion. The people that are investing in Tesla are trying to double their money. Tesla stock is moving up so high, a lot of people are trading the stock, and they're not actually investing in it. They're getting excited by looking at things like the Cybertruck and the Roadster and the profitability that they're going to have with their new gigafactories. And Tesla, in my opinion, should not be focused that far into the future. If you're buying the stock off of next year, the year after that, that's great. And buying off of 10 years from now, a lot of that growth is already being priced in. The fact that this is a $2,000 stock, a nearly $400 billion valuation. The market's about to open. I believe it's actually in the green. So I believe it actually will be a $400 billion valuation in just a couple minutes. But this stock is going to levels that should never be seen for a company that is this early on. Now let me say that I am a huge bull on Tesla stock. Tesla stock is one of my favorite companies in the entire country. I think that they will do excellent. I hope that they are so profitable. They're so successful. I am a huge fan of Elon Musk and the company in general. I want this to happen. Okay? I want the stock to go to 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. I want the stock to go parabolic. That said, it is not a stock that I'll be investing in, and it's reasons why I get comments like these I wanted to address. JF left a comment here on a recent video I posted. The millennial investor, why don't you invest in growth tech stocks? Do you think they will go down after the COVID-19 vaccine? Now, JF, I appreciate you writing in. I think that you do make a valid point. A lot of people, by the way, those of you that watching that don't know, I'm 21 years old, but a lot of people watching this, especially people like this, look at me and they go, Jordan, you're 21 years old. Why are you investing in a lot of boring dividend stocks? I disclose everything in my portfolio, by the way. Those of you that are interested, my portfolio is shared in the description, so if you want to check out everything I own, this link is in the description. But all the stocks that I own are typically a lot of boring older blue chip stocks. They pay dividends, they're slow growing, and some of them have good performance, but for the most part, they grow pretty slowly over time and they just pay me out boring passive income, and I track it through these charts right here. I think that these charts are a lot more predictable than what Tesla stock is going to do tomorrow. I'm a huge bull on Tesla, but I'm not going to be betting on the stock because I don't know what the stock price is going to do. I know that no matter what, when I own Broadcom, for example, Broadcom is my largest holding. I know that no matter what, this stock is going to be paying and raising dividends every single quarter, every single year, like clockwork, for the foreseeable future. But when we look at Tesla stock has went up so high, I have no idea what's going to happen with the stock price. And that's why my dividend income has steadily went up. You see the charts tracked over the last 5 months here, and we're about to hit 6 months. $66, $75, $82, $94, $108, and it just continually goes up. And that is why I'm not focused on these high growth stocks. And I think a lot of people get really excited about what's going on with Tesla stock, and they worry less and less and less about valuation, and they start focusing more and more on what's the hype behind it and what's the story that they have. So in my opinion, should you buy Tesla stock at these prices? If you were a long-term shareholder, prices should be mostly irrelevant. This is the thing that I wrote in my previous video. Mostly irrelevant. But at some point, valuation has to make sense. It has to be at least somewhat in the ballpark for what you're looking for. I think that it is getting way out of hand, and if you're wanting to buy Tesla stock, as crazy it is for me to say, even when the stock was at $1,500 a share, I was starting to say, okay, if you still want to buy it for the long term, go ahead and do it. But at 2,000, I can't do it anymore. I can't tell you guys to look in the future. I can't tell you guys to look ahead. I don't think that this is now a buyable stock at $2,000 plus a share, because eventually valuation has to make sense. It has to be at least somewhat relevant. Do or not buy based off of price. This is something that is so important for new traders. The reason why people are buying this stock is because it's went up. That is not a viable strategy. You're not looking at the business model. You're not looking at the profitability, the valuation. You're just saying, oh, it's went up a lot. I think I should buy Tesla stock because who knows how much higher Tesla could go. This is not a viable strategy to buy Tesla stock. You should be focusing on other things like their business model and profitability. If unsure, if you're not sure whether or not you can hold the stock, if you're not sure about their future, if you're not a 110% believer, do not buy Tesla stock. Only buy this stock if you're looking at holding it for years. You see the type of comments that I plan to buy more this week. By the end of 2020, I plan to buy more. I've been buying so much this last month and bought 10 more right before it blew up over 1,000 a share. Keep buying because in 5 years, the current price will look like a sale in my opinion. In the next 10 years, if you're smart and you'll hold, you'll have a few $1,000,000 invested, all about dollar cost averaging. The people that are writing comments are extremely bullish. If you're like these people, like this guy, JP Goodwin, don't be surprised to see prices well over 2,200, maybe even reaching 3,000. This was written a month ago, by the way. This was not today or yesterday. He was predicting this a month ago, even reaching 3,000. Then once it settles down after Battery Day, Tesla will do a share offer of maybe 5% and use the cash to build more gigafactories, and he goes on and on with his comment. But overall, you see the point. You see the way that people are bullish on this company for the long term. People are not buying the stock for tomorrow or next year. They're buying it for the long term, and that's what you should be doing. And if you're unsure, do not be involved in the stock. Only buy if you're a full believer in the company, and those waiting and holding on the sidelines, a better opportunity could be ahead. I think if you're wanting to buy the stock and you see it at 2,000 and you're really experiencing some FOMO, some fear of missing out for Tesla stock, you should be looking for a downturn. This stock will eventually come down from these prices. It will not stay at 2000 forever. There will be a dip, 100%. You just got to wait for that opportunity. I'm not going to tell you when. I'm not going to tell you how much. I'm not going to predict prices, but there will be a downturn. This is not sustainable forever. And I wanted to give an example with the S&P 500. When we look at the S&P 500 here, you see that this got up to 1500 in August of 2000. Now, something I want to point out here, I'm holding this. You see that when people got hyped up about tech stocks in 2000, we go to about 3 years later. The S&P is down 43%. And then we go up, leading up to the Great Recession. We're back almost even, and then we start downturning. We start to recover a little bit, and then we do not see the green until 13 years later. From August of 2000 until January, February of 2013, 13 years later, we get back into the green. People get very hyped up in the short term about stocks, like that clip we watch about Warren Buffett. In the short term, prices can do anything. But then in the long term, valuation always becomes a factor, and it will come back down to planet Earth. And in my opinion, you should be taking out all emotions out of your investment decisions. If you are going to get too excited if the stock goes up, if you're going to get too downturned if the stock goes down, I don't think Tesla stock is the one for you. You should be investing in more reliable, safe investments like me, investing in dividend companies and focusing on the long term. But that pretty much wraps it up, guys. When it comes to Tesla stock, I don't think you should be buying it at these prices. I think that you should be focusing on other stocks. And if you want to focus on growth stocks, there's lots of other great opportunities. And Tesla, in my opinion, if you're wanting to buy it now, if you see the fact that it's up to 2000 now, and now you're interested in buying it, I think you just missed the train, guys. I think you should go ahead and focus on other stocks. And I forgot to mention it at the beginning of the video, so go ahead and mention it now. We now have 24 people that have successfully signed up to M1 Finance using my referral link. So if you want to check that out, it's in the description. I've made 2 other Tesla videos as well, breaking down the business model and the fundamentals of the company, and more importantly, the bullish points. So if you want to go over that, just like these 18 reasons that are listed above, I made previous videos about Tesla stocks, so go ahead and check that out if you're interested. But if you'd like to help me and support the channel, go ahead and sign up using this referral link, and there's lots of other things in that description as well. But go ahead and leave me a comment down below what you thought about this video. If you're interested, go ahead and look at subscribing to the channel. I post Monday, Wednesday, Friday at noon every single week, 3 times a week. So go ahead and subscribe if you're interested about there. We usually don't cover things like Tesla stock. We usually cover a lot of boring news investments and dividend stocks, but I do like to cover these hyped up growth stocks like Tesla stock every now and then. So go ahead and sign up to that if you're interested. Go ahead and subscribe. Thank you guys very much, and I'll see you guys next time.